Hello everyone, how are you doing? I am finally back on the big screen, or the little screen. As it turns out, I'm like most of you actually are mobile users, which is interesting. I don't like YouTube on mobile devices. But anyways, yes, I am finally back to vlogging. Now it's been a long time since I made a video. But yes, I have returned finally. Yes, so a few channel updates and then a big announcement, which you probably can tell by the title, as well as the cockpit that I'm currently seated in. So yes, the Mini Cooper has been sold. I believe I mentioned that in my 500 subscriber video, but I'm not sure. There was nothing wrong with the car. I really loved it. I said nothing but praises about it. If you've seen my Mini Cooper review video, you can see I still continue to praise it. It's a really great car, but I was done with front-wheel drive. I wanted a rear-wheel drive car or all-wheel drive, and which, considering the weather, all-wheel drive would kind of be nice right now. But anyways, that car has been sold. I did really enjoy it, like I said, but I was just done with the front-wheel drive, so that car has been gone. Another update, if you've seen my most recent video review, I did buy a Ducati 1098. It is unbelievably sexy, very, very fast, super cool. I decided right away that I did not want to do motorcycle vlogging. I know there's a couple YouTubers out there that do that. I'm subscribed to a few of them, but it just kind of adds to the danger. And down here, the drivers are really bad for motorcycles, so I figured it's just not worth the risk. And that's just what it is. And it's not a daily transportation anyways, it's just something I use for fun. So because of that, I don't really like vlogging just to vlog. I like to go somewhere. And so for me, I was like, I'll just stick to vlogging in the car. And yes, another update, the Lincoln Navigator that I have, that car had a big issue with the air suspension, and because of that, we had to switch it over to coil suspension, just regular springs, and it drives so much better on those. I really wish it did earlier, just because how much better they go than the others. The air suspension was just really bad, so we definitely like the coils a lot more. And yes, so that brings us to my new announcement, which would be this car right over here. Now, I was spending a long time looking for my new car since I sold the Mini, and I was initially looking at a Porsche. I wanted another Porsche. I really wanted a 997. Unfortunately, they were not in the budget. So I was looking at a 987, particularly a Boxster or Cayman, or Boxster or Cayman S. I would take that as well. But as I was looking through, I was stumbled upon Corvettes. And that brings us to my new car. It is a 2005 Corvette C6 Z51. It is amazing. I love the car so much. I've had it a little less than a month now, and it still leaves me speechless sometimes when I drive it. So I'm really enjoying it. Now the color is called Precision Red, which is a pretty rare color. They only make 2,700 coupes in this color. It has black ZR1 wheels, which look really nice. Now, unfortunately, today is a rainy day. As you can, there you go, it just slipped. There again. So even with 285 series tires, 400 plus horsepower is gonna send you spinning. So it just happens to be a really gloomy day, which is unfortunate. But I had the issue with my mounting. So the usual sticky mounts I use to put right over here to the dash, they don't stick to the dash for some reason. So I wanted to use my window mount. But the problem with the GoPro window mount, it doesn't aim forward, it aims sideways, so the camera will be tilting that way. So I had to buy a new mount and a new microphone because the microphone cable wasn't long enough to reach because it's all the way at the window now. So those came in from Hong Kong or China or somewhere in Asia. So it took a while for them to get here. But now they are here, so I'm back to regular vlogging like I mentioned. Now, I did want to make a review, of course. I want to wait a while till I have the car. One of the things that I guess gives me an advantage over some other reviews you see out there is that I own the cars for a while. So when you see, Motor Trend or Car and Drive or Road and Track review a car, they get the car for a couple days, maybe a couple weeks. They have the long-term fleet, of course, but for a majority of the cars, then for a very short period of time. So they don't really get to see what the car is like. Some features that may sound really cool could be a huge drag in the long run. So I can tell you those little things. So I do want to wait a while until I really get used to this car. A couple short things I do want to mention that I really like about it. It's a 3LT car, so it's basically fully loaded. It has just about every option. You could have nearly $10,000 in options when it came from the factory. The heads-up display is one thing is super, super cool. I really love that. Now, it's not the best looking one. BMW makes great heads-up displays. This one is a little grainy, but the information is very good. There's 3 different modes on there. There's a street mode, and then there's 2 track modes. And I have track mode 2, which is my personal favorite. It basically, you get a horizontal tack, a big speedo, and then G-meter, which is really cool to have a G-meter on there. And I really like it. I think it's not only a cool safety feature because it's right there in your field of vision when you're driving. It also looks pretty sweet, I gotta say. Other cool things about it, the engine, of course, is a great motor. It's an LS2. Now, this car does have an exhaust. It's a Billy Boat Route 66 exhaust, which isn't incredibly loud, but it has a nice rumble to it. I'm not sure if the microphone will pick that up. I hope it does, but it's tilted the wrong way anyways. I hope it does pick it up. If not, then I might do a sound clip. It's a good sound. At the low RPMs, it sounds nice, and then it doesn't drone at all on highway speed, so I do like that, which means it's very livable. And because this is my daily driver, woo, it's seriously wet out, and this thing just, the problem is, I guess not problem, it's in the rain is the problem, is all the torque. It has all that low end torque, so even when you give a little bit of gas, as you just saw in the corner, it will just slide right on you. And the traction control takes a while to kick in. It's not really intrusive. In the Mini, I mentioned that as soon as you give just a little bit of gas, it cuts it out right away, and you just bog back and forth. In this car, it doesn't really, it really lets you spin it for a while until it kicks in. Now, there is a competitive driving mode if you push this button here, and which basically gives you a little less slip, and you can have more fun, but because it's wet, we're going to leave traction on. Now, I did mention this car has a Z51 package, which is a handling package, basically a sport pack for the Corvette. If anyone's driven one, they'll tell you definitely want one with the Z51. It has a couple of nice things to it. You get wider tires. I have 285s in the back, which, as you can see, still are not enough in the wet to keep this car together, but you get wider tires. You also get bigger brakes. They're also drilled brakes, so they look pretty cool. You get a slightly lower and stiffer suspension, so it rides pretty harsh, but then again, it's a sports car, so I think that's fine. Another really cool thing which I love is you get a transmission cooler. Now, here I live in Southwest Florida, so it usually kind of gets a little hot, so I like to have that just to keep the transmission nice and cool. And overall, I get a couple of things in there which are pretty nice. You also get shorter gearing. It has 343 gearing, so the gearing is a little bit shorter. So your 0 to 60 time goes down to 4.1 seconds, which is seriously quick, I think. And overall, it just sharpens the car up a bit. It was only about $1,500 back from the factory when you bought the car, so it really is a great option to have. And I do enjoy that this car had it. I looked at 2 cars before this one, and neither of them had the Z51 package, so I really like that this one does. The owner also had the exhaust put in there. It wasn't me. Like I said, it's a good exhaust. I like it. I would wish for it to be a little bit louder, but for now, I think it's fine. He also had the windows tinted. He put on the ZR1 wheels, which I really, really love. So he did all these things for me. And if you watch my video that I made a while back about talking if you should mod your cars, I mentioned it's great if you buy a car from someone who's done all the mods already. That's what this guy did. So I really love that I got a car that he did all the work to, so I didn't have to do anything, which is pretty sweet. And yeah, so those are just a few things. I know I went off track and rambled on a bit, but it's been a while since I've done this, so I think that's okay. But overall, I really, really like the car. I'm super, super happy for it. Like I said, I wasn't looking into them initially. Now that I have it, I can't believe I looked at anything else. It really is so great, and even though it's wet, 4th gear, we should be good. Here we go. We get a little bit of roll on. All right. Now we're a little over the speed. I mean 45. We're doing 45, so we're in Mexico anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I think this is about where I'm going to end the video. I've done all the things that I've wanted to do, hopefully. I probably forgot some. When I go back and edit, I'll realize that. But for now, I think this is good enough. So that is about it. Yes, Mini Cooper gone. Ducati is here. navigators on new springs. We have another new car, but I'll tell you about that later. And my new Corvette, which I'm super, super psyched for. Lots of videos to come about this car for sure. And I'm so glad to be back, everyone. Thanks again for all your support. I've passed 600,000 total video views, and I'm nearing 1,000 subscribers. And as I always say, I'm always shocked at how much love and support all you guys give me. And girls, of course, even though my demographic is like 90% male. But still, your girls, I appreciate your love as well. And thank you so, so much, everyone. I will hopefully see you very soon.